Harvard's expository writing class is a requirement for all first years of the college, designed to formally introduce students to the best practices for writing college-level papers. The class, which is often referred to by the shorthand Expos, is offered in a 12-person seminar format, and students are sorted into their respective classes via a lottery in which they can rank their preferred topics. My Expos class is called The Politics of Nostalgia, and it revolved around both the history of the word nostalgia and the different ways that nostalgia has been portrayed in the media, for instance, in analyzing the American mid-century.
My Expos class was called The Ruling Class. We discussed how the ruling class preserves its power through the education and socialization of its children. We read several ethnographies about elite educational institutions and how they prepare these students to ascend the meritocratic hierarchy.
My Expos class was called The Uses of Horror. So the majority of our Expos assignments are centered around 3 long essays that increase in length over the course of the semester. These essays have a pretty hefty drafting process, so this means you'll be turning in a draft of each essay to your professor before your final draft is submitted. Throughout the course of the semester, you'll also be doing short readings that will require responses on Canvas or in class. My favorite assignment I did in my Expos class was an essay about Jordan Peele's Get Out.
The biggest thing I learned from Expos was being clear and concise with my writing. Expos also helped me develop my writing so that I could write papers that were a lot longer than the average 5-paragraph model.
Yeah, I think something important about that too is that a lot of people in high school learn this simple 5-paragraph essay model wherein each part of their thesis is kind of a detail that is, another one, but not like related to any of the ones that come before. So Expos kind of helps you to make your argument a lot more concentric and helping to build on itself rather than just being, points that are related to the same thing generally but don't really have anything to do with each other.
Overall, Expos picks you up as an immature and unskilled high school writer and transforms you into somebody who can produce college-level work.
So in high school, I took AP Composition Language and AP Literature and Composition. And in those courses, it's just really about like hitting this detail, hitting that detail, right? And what happens when you come to Harvard and take Expos is you learn that you have to construct an argument. You have to say things that are worth hearing. And what Expos 20 allows you to do is write in a way that makes people want to hear what you have to say and also makes people convinced about what you have to say.
Yeah, I really like that. I think the way that I kind of understood that in my Expos experience was that our essays were focused around contributing something to the scholarly argument. So you're not just writing an essay for a grade like you are in high school and not just turning it in, but rather contributing to something that lots of others have written about already and trying to say something new on a topic. It really makes your writing feel important.
So my preceptor was Dr. Zeka. I had her as my teacher for the Uses of Horror Expos 20 class. She was an amazing professor and really brought her enthusiasm about the short horror stories that we were reading to class every day. That made everyone super excited to come and stay engaged with the work. Also, what I loved about her was she kept each of us accountable for contributing something new to whatever argument we were writing about in our papers.
My preceptor was Dr. Heron, a professor of anthropology here at Harvard, and he was super awesome. He was always available to discuss our readings, any topics that came up in his office hours and after class. And he was one of the reasons that my Expos class was actually such a wonderful experience. My biggest writing tip for current high school students would probably be to just stop writing. It's not going to work out. You should just come to Harvard and take Expos. It's really the only way.
Yeah, I do think that that optimism for Expos is good. I think you should keep the optimism overall. A lot of times students can get really caught up in writing and find themselves having writer's block, but as long as you're focusing on your own opinion and making sure you're saying something original, that sort of mentality is going to flow nicely right into Expos, and you'll do great here.
My biggest piece of advice for high schoolers is to make sure that you're writing about things that you're passionate about. Even when you have an assigned essay, oftentimes, even in high school, you can find ways to spin it into something that you're interested in. And I found, even in my Expos class at Harvard, that when I was writing about something I cared about, my essays were much better quality.
Yeah, and on a more serious note for me, as someone who did a lot of creative writing and expository writing in both high school and college, I agree completely with Juliet. If you write about something that you're interested in, not only is your writing going to be better, but you're going to be a lot happier while doing so.